Strap on those pads.
Go in and get the sack.
Put your hand in the dirt.
No, my hand's in there. Hold on.
And stuff that cup.
And I feel pressure on my balls.
It's College Football Friday. Football Friday. One committed to play for the Joker.
The amount of soft man that we saw drove me nuts.
The other was a star at Campbell's Dump.
I'm not trying to be an ass here. I'm just speaking exactly what's going on.
And Double J played in the NFL.
I wouldn't touch that game.
Okay.
I wouldn't touch that game with a 10-foot pole or yours.
These big boys are here to learn you some pigskin.
I'm a really smart fan. You're a really stupid fan because you can't look at your team and say, wow, this isn't good.
It's College Football Friday on ESPN Louisville Plus. Subscribe and smash that freaking like button. Now, here's your hosts, James Streble, Justin Jeffries, and Max Godby.
All right, we're live out here at Boom in J-Town, Hurstbourne Lane. I'm with my good friends Max Godby, Justin Jeffries, Justin Sofro. We're going to do an abbreviated show today. The Louisville Cardinals play at 7:30 against Boston College, so we're going to cover the local teams today. I hope everyone's enjoying it. You have $5 draft beers, domestic draft beers here out at Boom. If you come out for Kentucky games or Louisville games, they'll scout the entire game. So we have a bunch of Louisville fans here right behind us enjoying the atmosphere, and very unfortunate, enjoying the atmosphere, the specials, the apps, the pizza, the drinks, everything. And we've got you here. Appreciate it, ESPN Louisville Plus. Let's go ahead and say hello to our friends. Max Godby, hello. We just did 3 hours of radio, and we're back at it once again.
It's just the marathon of a Friday right now. And then a Louisville game right after this also.
We're busy tonight, Max.
We're very busy.
We're very busy tonight, and so when you go home, and I'll get to you in a second, Justin, when you go home and you take care of the chickens, you mend the fences, you're going to settle in, watch a little Jeff Brom football. Is that your plan tonight?
I'm more interested in watching that Ron English football.
I love that. Little Ron English slander.
I trust my Ron.
I trust my Ron.
Who doesn't love a little Ron English on a Friday night?
I love Ron English on a Friday. I love Ron English every night of the week. If I could have Ron English every night of the week, I'd take him.
Who would you rather have, Ron English or Bush Hamden?
Ooh, God bless.
No,
I mean, just a haymaker right off the bat.
Oh, man.
That's capital J journalism right there.
Yeah, exactly. Sure no Matt.
The jury's out with me because they both stink. All right, Justin Jeffries, hello to you. How are you?
I don't know. Now I'm depressed because we're talking about Ron English and fucking Bush Hamden.
God
bless. Come on.
He'll go back into anonymity after this game on Friday night.
Speaking of Bush Hamden,
season.
Which one's the teacher here?
I can't say that word. I'm sorry, Justin Sofro. I can't say anonymity.
Don't hurt yourself.
It's a difficult word to say.
Anonymity.
God,
I can't do it either.
There we go.
Give me a bourbon, I'll be ready to go.
Justin Jeffries has a Halloween party at the country club.
Yes. Shout out Woodhaven Country Club. Let's go. I'll be there in about 45 minutes. Keep the bourbon cold for me. Or warm, whatever you want to do.
Here's the thing about Justin Jeffries. He's the type of uppity rich that Blank wants to be.
That's
what he wants to be. Because when Jeffries goes, I'm going to hang out at the country club, we're like, oh, yeah, because Justin Jeffries cool because he's able to hang out by the pool. And all of a sudden, Blank just goes, oh, I'm going to go hang out at my country club. I was like, oh, Blank, shut up. Shut up, Blank. We get it. You're rich.
The Santa Claus, Indiana Country Club is very different than the Louisville Country Club.
No question.
Let's put that out there.
And Woodhaven, like I said, shout out to Woodhaven. That is my Disneyland. I love Woodhaven.
You're there a lot.
I am there a lot.
Yeah.
My family's there a lot. My kids just run amok when we come around. But the thing about Blank's Country Club and my country club is we have black people at my country club.
Oh! Whoa!
So who wants to talk about the cards?
Max Godby ran away.
Who wants to talk about the cards?
Segue right to Justin Sofro. So Sofro, how can you follow that up? How about that? Hello, Justin. How are you?
We have very few, by the way, but there's still some.
You're one of them.
I am half, technically, if you want to be technical.
Man, I wanted to make a conservative joke, but I feel like it would be too much. So I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to be like...
Don't get us demonetized already.
Right.
I need that quarter, by the way.
I
that
love,
quarter.
exactly. I love Woodhaven. I love it. It's my people. That's what.
Oh, you're a Woodhaven guy too.
No, well, I'm not a member, but it's right down the street. I can go.
He stares through the fence at
He
us.
loves-
I was
Hey.
a Shelby County Country Club
Shelby
member.
County.
That was right across from my neighborhood, right out there. We went out and had fun. Anyway, I'm excited. Well, am I excited about the game tonight?
Are
Not-
you?
I'm
This
not.
is a great question.
No, I'll be honest.
Don't
I
get
said-
Debbie down
I said this
already.
earlier, and let's be honest. I am excited for basketball season at this point, and I don't know if I will be excited in the end because I don't trust exhibition games.
Well,
but
you shouldn't. None of us do.
It's at least competent. It's at least competent basketball. And this isn't a basketball show, but I'm going to go back in. I'm going to
Can we
get back
do this for
into
basketball
football.
with me and Max? So we just sound
Just the two of you. I'll bow out.
completely ignorant.
I've already got the national championship for Mark Pope. When you score 21 three-pointers, it's never been done before in the history of basketball.
He's got the shirt made up and everything. He trusts his Pope.
I trust my Pope.
Pope is dope.
In the smoke, did they let the smoke out? If it was one color, they found
Yes,
the Pope.
yeah,
and then
exactly.
They,
That-
they,
yeah.
look, round, come on, round daddy tees.
The
Get on
white,
the Pope smoke.
The Pope smoke.
Pope
Oh,
smoke.
The white
Let's
smoke
go.
means they have chosen a pope. Black smoke means they have not come to a decision yet. There's your religion
Pope smoke.
education there.
What happens now that we found our Pope, but the Pope's Mormon? Does it come out as like gray smoke or blue smoke?
Gray smoke.
Blue
to be
smoke
gray
means
smoke.
you're burning oil. I do know that. I do know that.
Blue smoke means Mark Stoops has done something and he's not fit to coach the game. That's what the blue smoke means.
That is pretty factual.
We'll get to the Cates here in a little bit. Let's start with the Cardinals since they are playing in about an hour from now. They played Boston College. Obviously, you look at Louisville's defense. That's the number one story. Colin Lacey, probably story 1B there. He goes ahead. He dips out, opts out for the rest of the season. That's what's kind of hanging over this team. Notwithstanding they lose to Miami in another heartbreaking 50-50 game, Max, where the Cards could have won that game if they would have had a competent defense because Miami's defense stinks too. I mean, they're allowing all kinds of points. Now we're here, Boston College. The Cards are 4-3. Things are weird when they go to Chestnut Hill. It's weird when it's on a Friday night. What do you expect tonight from Louisville? I expect them to play well. I don't know how well. Offensively, we know what they're going to do. Tyler Shuck's good. Isaac Brown's good. Ja'Cory Brooks is good. To me, this game's all about the defense. Can you stop Boston College and Thomas Castellano, who can use his legs? That's been an Achilles heel for the Cards this season.
This is going to be one of those games. It's going to be one of those type of games where it's just going to be an ugly game. Just go ahead and prepare yourself. Louisville's not going to look good. And it's not because that Louisville is good or not good. It's just it's one of those weird environment games. You're dealing with a lot of off-field stuff that's happened this week. You're playing in Boston College, and it's already a weird environment. Now you're playing on a Friday night. Now you're also going to have you're playing on basically Halloween weekend in the college football world.
Right.
So you're going to hear like weird Mike Myers Halloween music constantly. Everything's just going to be off. Boston College will probably come out with some sort of like blackout or wear basically helmets that have Jason's face on it.
The Jason mask.
It's Jason mask on it. Something weird's going. It's going to be a weird night. But it's these type of games that you want to be able to go in, just run out the clock, get the win to get the momentum back. Because this is a win that this team needs right now. It's a win that you're able to go in, no matter what it takes, get the W so you build some momentum. That way the following week you can start driving that momentum to make one final push in the ACC.
And that game's at Clemson next week. So they're going to follow this game at Clemson, and they're clicking on all cylinders as of now. We'll worry about that when we get to it next Friday. But Jeffries, I mean, Max hit it on the head there. Weird Friday night game. Halloween's around the corner. You know that Boston College have a lot up their sleeve. This will be their best win. I mean, you look at their wins right now. They're coming off of 2 straight losses to the Virginia schools, Virginia and Virginia Tech. Their best win right now, I guess, is against Michigan State. They haven't beat anyone of consequence. They only beat Western Kentucky by 1 point. I mean, this is not a great football team, but you can see the improvement there with Bill O'Brien.
Listen, I mean, Louisville fans don't want me to pick Louisville on this game. The past,
all the shows?
Well, we didn't do, yeah, basically.
Right.
But we didn't do one last week. But the past 2 shows prior to that, I was like, you know what? Brahm's going to get it going. We're going to get things rolling. They're going to get the dub. And what do? They shit the bed.
Yeah.
So for me, the biggest thing, and I know you all have touched on it already, but the defensive side, we know the offense can do their thing.
Right.
We know Brom's going to do his thing. He's going to have tricks in the bag. He's going to open the playbook. He doesn't have a choice, really. Let's be honest.
They had to get wins.
But the defense, and I think Ron English I think his job's already gone. But this is one of those coach for your job type games, to where maybe they pick up a defensive coordinator, but he gets bumped down to like a defensive backs coach or something like that. This is coach for your spot on the roster for next year, because if Brom goes out and he calls a great game and the offense is clicking, and then he just lets, what's the quarterback's name?
Thomas Castellanos.
See, listen, we're back. We're back
now.
We're back. You see, I'm just asking questions live. I don't give a damn. What's that guy's name? What's the spread? But he's mobile, and let's be honest. You called it. He's the Achilles heel. So everybody, all eyes on the defense, all eyes on Ron English. I don't know if it helps if he's on the field. He could be in the air. He can be in the booth. He could be on the ground.
In a blimp.
He could be on a chair. He can be in the hair. I don't know. Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I don't know. I don't know if it really matters, but all eyes on Ron English tonight. And I think they get the job done, but I think it's going to be one of those kind of shootout type games, kind of one of those mysterious, spooky games, one might say.
Well, and then losing Colin Lacey takes away a big play opportunity for Louisville. I mean, he was able to run that touchdown back against Miami, keep Louisville in that game to where they were in striking distance. They could have won that game if their defense would have just stopped one time the Hurricane offense, which they were unable to do.
But let's be honest. Listen, Ware's a beast.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about this, and I've heard some of the shows. We're talking about this Miami team like they're kind of bummy, like
they're not.
Like that's a high caliber elite offense that you were trying to stop.
Shannon Dawson. Thank you, Shannon Dawson.
For like a dog. God bless. But I mean, that was an elite offense that they played last week, and I mean, I don't want to say to hold them to whatever, what is it, 53 that they put on it, but
52.
We know that they were going to be in a shootout type game, and if they couldn't stop SMU and they couldn't stop, Notre Dame, they had no chance against Ward and the Fighting Shannon Dawsons.
No, that's a great point. And look, Ron English is Jeff Brom's dude. I think that is.
They go way back.
He was a DC at Purdue. When Jeff Brom was at Purdue, he brought him over to Louisville in order to, try to keep his staff together, get his staff going. And at the same time, Jeff Brom couldn't recognize that when Ron English was here the first time around with Steve Cragthorpe, that it didn't work out. He still brought him along. Louisville fans hate Ron English, and he's been the focal point of all of their anger and all of their ire. And Jeff Brom has escaped it for whatever reason. It's like Jeff Brom hired Ron English. He knew his track record. He knew that his track record was really, really bad, and he still considered the fact that Ron English is their quarterback, their defensive coordinator. Justin Sofro, I know you're not a big Ron English fan. You actually called this out way before everybody else. I remember last season when Louisville's defense started to waver a little bit. Justin Sofro tweeted out like, "Hey, this Ron English stuff, same old thing. We know what this is about." You took a little heat over that. I know you don't want to be vindicated because Louisville's losing, but at the same time, you've got to be like, "I tried to tell you all that this was going to be the case."
I bitch and moan a lot, but usually when I do. I know if you get on Twitter, I understand. Like I am, and I know everybody can get pissy about me being so negative and being that way. But at the same time, usually if I'm pissy, I'm usually right. Yeah. Like most of the times, like I'm not just gonna get like there's games that they lose that are like I was upset with Rick every time he lose to UK,
right?
But I wasn't saying fire Rick.
Right.
I never said anything like that. And like it's if I'm saying I think somebody doesn't need to be here coaching at this university, it's because I think they are a really bad coach. And I think he's getting kind of exposed, especially now that you can have the conversation of like because I know you all I think earlier in your show talked about how good the Louisville schedule is now, like if it's better than we thought of, because you're looking at Pittsburgh, who just blasted Syracuse, and everything else.
Syracuse.
Fake ass Syracuse.
Yeah,
Fran Brown, you bum.
Hey, who's Lang? Brandon Lang.
Yeah.
I was listening to him yesterday, and he said, "Take Syracuse." You know what I did? I took Syracuse. You know what happened? I got bleeped.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Diener and Blank got on that this morning about doing the opposite of whatever Brandon Lang said.
Yeah, he did.
Thanks,
yeah,
guys.
Blank.
Thanks.
Yeah, Blank's. Did you or Mike ever show up?
He did not show up. New York Mike hadn't showed
Did
up.
somebody take him? Did he get taken?
I hope it's okay.
Because I wanted to ask him what his thoughts on blank were. Because he said that there was somebody who maybe he didn't, I don't know, wasn't as high. He viewed kind of like Andy.
Right?
No, he said Andy, but then he
hates
said
Andy.
a couple times ago he said there's somebody else there, but he won't name names. I know who it is. It's Blake.
It's Blake.
I
It's
want
gotta
to
be
know if he, I hope he comes in here. Please come in here.
Come on.
I know.
He's gonna
right?
come in here. He's gonna come in here, Goodfellas style. That door behind you. Yeah, your brains are gonna end up on my face. Appreciate it.
I'm supposed to know that I need to find a corner to sit in. I didn't do it. That's what I get. Anyway, overall, I'm traumatized from Ron English because of his first stint here a long time ago. I get it. That's Jeff Brom's guy. Jeff Brom also got fired under Crackthorpe too because all that stuff. So I get the camaraderie and all that, but like at the same time, he wasn't really good at Purdue. Like
right.
I remember voicing concerns about what Jeff Brom was doing at Purdue because of him, and then he's doing the same thing here. Fine, last year we kind of got a lot of fake juice with that season,
sure.
And the real season was those last 3 games. And here we are once again, and now we're seeing what a real season with a really poor and it's also the one thing too. The reason that I really think I'm sorry, you got to make a change, and I feel like now I don't need to make that argument because it's going to happen.
Right.
But you're stopping Jeff Brom from being Jeff Brom. You're stopping him from really just focusing on that offense and making them, kind of do, like I said, I compare him and Bobby Petrino a lot because he coached under him. And I think when it comes to his offensives, they should be in a similar category. At least I hope that's what it's going to be.
Seems like it.
And, but as long as he's being distracted by a shitty defense and a piss-poor effort there, then he's going to continue to not be able to succeed on the field. I don't know where I was going with that at the end.
You landed that plane.
At the same time, too, I mean, you get a lot of pushback because, you want Louisville to lose. You don't like Ron English, and you want Louisville to lose, and you're going to take your victory lap. If Louisville's losing, you're not a real fan. I run into the same thing with Mark Stoops, criticizing Stoops. I get a lot of pushback from Kentucky fans, you want him to lose, and you don't like Stoops. It's personal. It's not personal. Yeah. You look at the evidence and everything that's presented to you, and that's what you were doing with Ron English. You knew the track record. You knew what kind of a coach he was, and it's all coming to fruition this season with him. And it's not personal. It's not that you're not a real Louisville fan, that you don't kiss the booty of every single coach and player that go through there. No, I have to analyze things as I see them, and you saw it with Ron English, and you have so far been justifiably proven right.
Have you seen that as much? Because maybe it's because I'm not a Kentucky fan, so I don't deal with I deal with usually just the jabs and the back and forth, and it's fun and fine, especially a lot of the people that watch the show. But I haven't seen that level. Maybe Kentucky fans do it just as much as Louisville fans, but when you are negative, do they come at you nearly as much as I feel like Louisville fans do? Because Louisville, I do believe in what you say when it comes to Louisville fans love to hear just only good things about their team.
Right.
And
there's the fan base out there like that. The portion of the fan base for both Louisville and Kentucky, they're like that. Just want to hear good stuff.
It's miserable. I fucking hate it.
I think that's happened more with Louisville lately, just because they've especially on the basketball side, they've sucked.
Yeah.
So you get any sort of good feeling, the fizz in your ball,
in your
when you get that, that tickle, that tickle. You're like, oh, this is awesome, but you haven't even started anything. What?
Can I tickle you? I'm kidding. I'm not gonna. And there goes. And leaves back.
He's back.
I do have the shorts on. So
you do. You do. Yeah. You have the blue shorts on. I didn't look at anything.
As you peek. He's one of those. He's so in locker rooms and stuff, especially in the NFL. They let people. You know what they call those guys?
I was in the NFL.
You know what they call those guys? Those people that come in there.
Peekers?
Meat watchers.
Yeah.
I can see Streble be like, Streble, we'll see you blue. I see you, Jerry Jones.
A sea of blue. that was a throwback. There's a blast from the past there. Shout out Jason Markle.
Real quick, because you touched on this, and I kind of wanted to. Yes, you did. Anyway, I kind of wanted to get your thought on it, because you said about basically rooting against your team, and I've gotten to a point where I do that a lot now, and I don't know how to say it. I've lost that.
Actively?
Something with Kenny Payne, something in me died where when I think things are shitty and bad, like I'm not doing with this football team,
Right.
but like the basketball team, like I wanted that team to lose every game. Like there were people that got
Not now, but with KP.
With KP.
Okay.
With KP, I want for first season in, like 5 games in, I knew I've seen enough. 2 games.
You knew.
One game in. Really. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody, we've seen
Yeah.
enough from games. So like, is that like Scott Satterfield? I did that. I didn't care after the South Carolina thing.
Well,
Really?
every game I wanted them to lose.
But Sat was people talk about
I
Sat
hated
like
his
he was
guts.
terrible. Like Sat got recruits.
No.
Like the guys that are playing on your
Well,
squad
some
right
of the
now.
better team, some of the better players this Louisville
Sat
team are Sat guys.
right.
Well, Sat never had a losing record.
But I
did
don't.
He, not?
He did not.
I mean, come on.
Well, he had a four-win
the
season.
COVID,
in
the COVID year, but
yeah,
we all,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
COVID year doesn't count.
Yeah, I agree with that.
No, it still counts. Like I understand
I
Indiana
don't
was
even know
going to
what
win 9 games or whatever that year, so it doesn't really count. But it counts. Like I'm sorry, if you only win 4 games against it's not the I'm doing the thing. Well, it's on
you
the
are doing the
FCC.
thing.
It's on the
Yeah,
FCC.
seriously.
They should win. You
Look,
should win.
we put a quarter in and we
Well,
going.
let's do around the table on this one, then we'll pick the Louisville game because I want to get your all's thoughts. Max, have you two bleed blue differently because you played for the team, the university. Has there ever come a point where you guys have actively?
Oh wait.
Oh,
wait,
no,
now you can.
They'll throw the L's up for you. Beat Boston. There we go.
Beat Boston College.
That's where we are.
Thank
now.
you.
That's where we
There
are.
Thank you. Yeah, there we go. All right. That was
What?
awesome.
That was fantastic.
It wasn't even cheering. It was please be Boston College. Please.
It was a plea for help. That was a cry.
Has there ever been let's take right now Kentucky's season as it is, for instance, okay? And then again, I promise we'll circle back to Louisville and pick the game. But they're sitting at 3-4. They lose this game. There's no bowl game. I mean, that's not going to happen.
Crazy.
Are you to a point where you're just lose so to make the maybe? And it all has to be on Mark Stoops. Right. He's not getting fired. That's not going to happen. Will there be a point where you're just because you've stopped going to games? I mean, you're I'm not wasting my entire Saturday with my family going to these football games and watching this team stink it up and lose. Has that thought ever crossed your mind?
I would say no, but I'm. Here's the thing: I'm not passionate enough about the team to really. I think it's different for me. And Justin, correct me if I'm wrong on it. When I was anyone involving my teammates,
It's a different.
That was detrimental. When you lost,
Yeah.
that loss was heartbreaking because not only do you have the 24-hour rule of grieving a loss, then you pull out your iPad and you're watching that film and you're seeing all the mistakes you've made. And you're like, oh, my gosh, I'm going to get ripped over this.
You all had iPads. We had the little.
You still had the XOS system.
We did have the XOS system.
And then after that, you go into you weren't able to enjoy your Sunday because you were just thinking about that. And then Monday rolls around and your coach rips you up and down over the loss, over how you performed. And after you're butt chewing, you just go, then they go, all right, well, that's all in the past now.
Yeah,
now we got to
right,
get ready
right,
for X team.
Yeah.
And I remember the first loss that I ever watched Kentucky have, it was against Florida in 2015. And I remember watching that game and watching the heartbreaking style that they lost because I think it was a missed field goal by McGinnis or something.
Okay.
Which he never did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember watching that, and I was just like, huh, this doesn't hurt as bad. No, this is all right. Like, this is fine.
It's not your ass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I've got a much different perspective on it. Like, do I want UK to win? Yes. Am I ever going to actively cheer against them? I don't think so. And I would really have to just detest the coach to be able to do that.
And you played under
Exactly.
That's the hard thing.
Again, it's a weird dynamic.
That is.
Because
I would have trouble with that.
Because here's the thing, though. We're talking about 12 years. Like,
that is true.
Like, we have not sat down, had a face-to-face conversation in a decade.
Right.
He's a different person now, like I'm a different person now.
Right.
I was my last conversation with him, I was 23, 24, And it was when I was still on staff. I was 24 and was just stupid. I was just a dumb 24-year-old. I'm just a dumb 33-year-old now. But it's but I mean, a lot happens in a decade.
No question.
Yeah.
So
No,
but it is weird.
And you've been, and to your credit, you've been very fair on the radio as far as like not taking up for your old coach and doing that. Like you've called it like you've seen it, which I very much appreciate. What about you, Justin?
Oh, me and Max have had conversations about that.
Yeah.
I think the last time I was on with Max was when they vacated the 10-win season.
Right,
that's right.
Yeah,
And,
on the radio.
it like happened like 30 minutes.
And it's like, just throw away the show notes.
Throw away the show sheet.
And I remember asking him before. I was like, man, that's got to be tough. How do you? Because I couldn't. That'd be tough for me.
Right.
You know, that's like your parent almost. Like I could never say a bad thing about Coach Brooks, ever. Now I had 4 seasons under Coach Brooks. You had two under Stoops. But you go back to the.
But also, Brooks wasn't there for a whole other decade. Also,
that is true.
Right,
That is
right.
true. He went out with me.
Exactly.
So that is true.
Yes.
And Brooks wasn't cheating.
Or losing to Vanderbilt.
Well, we don't know. We don't know.
Well, he did lose to Vanderbilt. Yeah, hold on.
I did.
Oh, you lost to Vanderbilt?
But that's when they had that really good defensive back who also played running back wide receiver.
Okay, we had when Vanderbilt was James Franklin.
Oh, I don't care about that.
We actually played ranked Vanderbilt.
Oh, we
Everyone
did do
talks
that.
about like, oh my goodness, Vandy's ranked. This has never happened. It's like, yeah, it did.
Yeah, it
I
did.
remember.
Yeah,
I was there.
you were there.
I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
there.
40
Had to play
nothing.
tackle that game. Our offensive line got wrecked so much in that.
You had to play tackle?
Yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
Dude,
Going from inside to
I
outside's crazy.
never. That was my coming out party for tackle, and never had played it.
Oh,
we
that
had 3
island's-
guys go down.
That island's crazy
and,
out there.
And we come to the sideline, injury timeout, and Schlarman's talking to me, and all of a sudden Neil Brown just walks up and he goes, "So Max, all right, Max, you're going in at right tackle." And I was like, "Wait, what?"
I'm doing what now?
The other tackle's going to move to guard. You're going to bump out to tackle. Dude, the only film I had ever really focused on in tackle of like style was when Jake Matthews was playing for A&M.
Oh, yeah.
And he had that stance, that wide like sprinter stance where he sat down like this.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to try to replicate this.
That's
Dude,
crazy. That's crazy.
First round draft pick.
It looked like a duck that had been shot in the head with a shotgun.
We need to
trying
find-
to squat
we
down.
I need to find the film of this. Yes.
It was
Where's
bad.
the
It was
SOS?
bad.
We need to call-
2013
we need
at
to call-
Vandy.
we need to call
Dude,
Lex-
it was
Alexis on that
so bad. It was so bad that the defensive end for Vandy got out of his stance, like just went to a knee and goes, "What are you doing?" That's when I knew I wasn't.
Oh, that's
But
bad.
I scored perfect at tackle. Perfect. Because all I did, protect the inside.
Oh, yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like,
You-
just
good thing you
Go,
didn't.
go.
Good thing you didn't have a speedster on that
Yeah.
outside. God, those end benders are crazy. But so going back to what you were asking, like I've been a Kentucky fan my whole life. My grandfather was a Kentucky fan. That's a part of the reason I went there. Thank God I did, because it was between them, Michigan, and Louisville. Michigan, that was a part of the App State.
the App State.
Oh, App State,
And
yes.
I went 3-1 against Louisville, and nobody can see me. So, but like I especially at the beginning of the seasons, like I live and die by the games. I really do. But it doesn't take much, because I've watched enough UK football over the history of my 36 years on this earth to know that it can go south, and when it goes south in a hurry.
Real quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, when we lost to South Carolina and we did the show, I was doom and gloom. But then we played Georgia okay, and I was like, well, we were going to lose that game anyway. But we played them great, but we
Right.
always do. And then we beat Ole Miss. And I'm like,
Pulls you right
hey,
back
here
in.
we go.
Yeah.
We're back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do they call?
Hook, line, and sinker. Yeah.
Hook, line, and sinker. Tall cotton, as Nikki Ville
Oh,
would say. But then, like right after that, you have an off week, which we know Stoops goofs off that off week, but it's Vandy.
Losing record. Big
But
time.
Vandy.
But then Vandy beats Bama. And then I'm like, okay, you know what? We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Vandy's coming off a high. Then we get house bombed. Then I'm like, all right, I'm done. So last week I watched the Florida game in silence. I watched more of the Georgia Texas game.
Yeah.
Then I was at shout out Woodhaven. I was at Woodhaven. I had the UK game on one, Georgia game on the other, and I paid more attention to that Kentucky-Georgia game. So I can turn it off really quick, but I'd never actively cheer against my team. I can't do that. Look, I put too much time and effort.
Apathy. It's the apathy.
Yes.
I would say that'd be even worse. I don't care.
I'm more disappointed. I would rather be mad than disappointed. Now I'm just like, man, come on. And now I'm glad I don't have season tickets. So, like, I could never actively cheer against my team, but I'm like, man, come on.
But the apathy that surrounds it.
Hey, John Summerall, come on.
Well,
come on.
Yeah.
Where's it at? Is that come on, John.
Come home, John.
You remember me?
John, come home.
Come on.
Yeah. You remember Double J.
Right here.
Wait,
come
was
on.
right here.
Whoa, was
Summerall was a GA there with me.
Oh, that's right.
Come see your boy Justin Jeffries.
Jared Parker was my GA.
Oh,
Offensive
my
line
gosh.
Yes, I had some OGs.
Dude.
Yeah. So I got a soft spot in my heart for John Summerall. Come on, damn it.
Breaking news from Alexis Cubitt, offensive lineman Austin Collins, fullback Dwayne Martin, and running back Maurice Turner are out tonight against Boston College. The one really there you need to look at.
Does that matter?
Austin Collins, offensive lineman. Yeah, absolutely, that matters. Yeah. So let's go ahead and do our picks. I'm not going to backtrack, and this news comes out. I mean, Louisville's missing multiple people. I'm still going to say they go to Chestnut Hill and win this football game. I'm not going to say it's going to be sexy. I'm not going to say it's going to be exciting. But I think, Max, you're the one that said this too. It's going to be kind of a bit of a slugfest a little bit. I think Louisville comes out on the winning end here.
I think you're right. I think this is going to be an ugly game. It's one of those games that, just run the clock out, get home, don't get anyone hurt, get the W, build some momentum. Louisville wins, I say, within a score.
Okay, Jeffries.
Man, this is the death wish. Because they're definitely going to lose now.
What are you going to do?
Man, I really think they're going to go in there and win. I think they have to. We've talked about this before on shows. Like, they got to be playing kind of like almost scared now because I think they still have a kind of a shot with the ACC-ish. But you lose another game and maybe you're done.
Playoff chances dropped to, I think, they dropped to 8% when they lost to SMU.
Okay, so you're saying there's a chance. But they got to be, and Jeff Brown might be coaching kind of a little scared, a little tight.
Yeah.
But man, you got to go in there. You got to get the dub. It's Boston College.
They're 4-3. They're 4-3. I mean, they haven't beaten anyone worth anything.
Of substance, yeah. So I think they do. I don't know if I'm gonna bet it though.
You won't bet it.
I'm still on the fence.
I wouldn't bet it. 7 points. 7 points.
See.
7 points.
I don't know. I'll let you know later.
All right, let me know later. All right, Sofro, the resident Louisville fan here. What do you think your Cards do tonight? Again, an offensive lineman's out. No Colin Lacey. A little banged up. Defensive suspect. What are you thinking, Justin?
Like, to me, this game reminds me. It's very reminiscent of the Virginia game. Kind of like I think it could go kind of that way. Yeah. I think it kind of can go either way. Personally, that's my personal opinion. Just because I don't trust. I don't trust Boston College though. Even though I think they're a solid team, I don't trust them even at home. I actually like Boston College better when they're on the road typically against Louisville. So I feel like Louisville's going to be all right even though they're on the road. I do worry though. This is one of those games that I feel like either the defense is going to collapse or if they need to show some sort of hope.
Yeah.
At this point.
And
this is kind of like Jeff Brown's got to get it done. Otherwise, I mean, if he doesn't get it done, the season's over. Like, it's over. There's nothing else.
That's why I said
Put
the
in a body
coaching
bag.
Scared and playing scared. I mean, that's a crazy place to be. I was there every year that I played football, so I know what it's like.
So all four of us have picked Louisville to win. That means they're going to lose.
So that means
sorry, everybody.
It's over. Season's done. Basketball, get ready.
Biscuit has weighed in. Austin Collins out tonight. Tyler Griever also reporting Austin Collins out tonight. Again, that's the only one that matters. Maurice Turner, who cares? Isaac Brown's been great. Dwayne Martin, that does nothing for me, but a starting offensive lineman, that is a big deal. All right, let's switch gears to Kentucky here. Look, I mean, we all four know, like, this season hinges on this game. Auburn coming in 2-5, 0 forever in the league. They're a terrible football team. Instead of finding ways to lose all season long, they found ways. Instead of finding ways to win all season long, they found ways to lose. There's a lot of emotion going into the Kentucky team with the loss of the Stoops brothers' mother this week. And then on top of that, you have Demi Sumo Karangbe out so you only have 2 running backs on the
I
roster.
didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. Chip Trainum's out again. Demi's out.
Come on.
This is why I love Justin Jeffries isn't prepared because we get these reactions in real life.
Oh, yeah, Demi's out.
And Chip.
You've got Jamarian Wilcox and Jason Patterson.
Mincy's also questionable.
Mincy's questionable. You have some probable guys as well. Deion Walker probable. Derek Jackson probable. I mean, it is a walking wounded unit for Kentucky. I mean, they come out of Florida just more banged up than they went into Florida. And that's not what you wanted to see. That's a game you wanted to see them win, be healthy, come back, beat Auburn, and then move on for the season. I don't know. I just do not have a good feeling about this. The offense is still stagnant. Bush Hampton is still calling terrible play calls. Now, whether that's his fault or not, we can talk about that when the season's over because Mark Stoops has a track record. Shannon Dawson has #1 offense in college football. Liam Cohen is killing it in the NFL. I just do not have a good feeling about this game and just the mentality of this team. I just keep thinking about Barry Brown crying in the arms or in the D-cups, as D-Talks likes to say, the D-cups of Vince Marrow. Thank you, Talks. But I don't have a good feeling, Max.
I'm all about the vibe of a game. I don't believe in auras. I don't believe in energy. But I believe in vibes in football.
Yeah.
And usually you can, as a player, as a coach, and as a fan, you can walk into a stadium. You can kind of feel the vibe in the room.
Yeah.
And you can kind of feel the vibe of the players going in. And I always go back to the vibe of the Missouri game last year, where it was walking to that stadium, felt it. I was like, they ain't winning tonight.
Yeah.
I can already tell. There's something's off.
Yeah.
And I felt that against Vandy, and I ignored it. I felt it against Florida. I ignored it. I feel it with Auburn. I think this is a game where there's too much stuff off field that's going on. Rumors of locker room issues.
Yeah.
I've seen no validity to it, but you know what happens with reckless speculation. Eventually, some of it starts becoming true.
Right.
I think this is a game that it's set up for Kentucky to fail. And this is always seems to be those type of games for a team that's not doing well is a launching point for them for the rest of the season. I think Auburn wins. And not only do I think Auburn wins, I think it's going to turn into an instance that you have with Florida where you have the team kind of just folding in the second half.
That's going to put Stoops in an awkward position. I mean, he's already in an awkward position. I mean, we know that. We know that he tried to leave for Texas A&M. We know that he's in a situation where Mitch Barnhart cannot fire him. Yet at the same time, the fans have turned on him. The media has not yet. The media is still doing the little booty pat for Stoops. But I can see a loss here to a team as bad as Auburn. Things shift tremendously against Mark Stoops, and he is feeling all kinds of pressure. Again, pressure that in reality isn't there because his job is safe.
Right.
But just his legacy, his relationship with the fans, his relationship with the media, his relationship with his own players. I mean, he's always been very popular with players. He's been the players' coach to where, for whatever reason, he can't reach this team. That chasm grows, and there's no bowl game. And Stoops hangs his hat on bowl games. This could be the first time since Patrick Tolles' 2015 they don't make a bowl. The bowl's off the table if they lose this one, Justin.
Listen, I'm going to be there.
I know you're going on the party bus.
Yeah, we're taking
party bus, Jeffries.
My father-in-law's busted out the tour bus, and we're coming up. We're doing the Keeneland thing. We're doing the game, the tailgating. Last year we did this. It was at the UT game. Obviously, we lost that.
Bad mojo already.
Yeah, but we have a good time with it. And let's just call this game what it is. It's the battle of the bums. I mean, it is the battle.
B squared.
It is, and it hurts my heart to say this because, like, just a couple weeks ago, we were talking about, 7-5. We were talking
right.
about,
8-4 maybe.
Yeah, exactly. And we talked about how quickly things can change. I'm with you on that. The aura of the games. I'm with you because I've played in plenty of games that I'm like, man, this ain't this don't feel right.
Yeah.
We don't feel good going into this one.
That Vandy game that I was telling you about.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I don't know about this one. And you can't outplay that.
Yeah.
With the running backs being out, that ESPN just alluded to me to. Appreciate that.
It's my job.
That's it.
Facts.
That's it. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm always cheating. Like I'm always cheating off of your.
You see
computer
Diener's
here.
face on
That's
my
beautiful.
Twitter. Do
That's
you like
fantastic.
that? Yeah, he's looking good.
But we hang our hat on the run game. I mean, that's been the constant all season. We're going to get some yards and we're going to get some production, out of Demi and Chip Trainum coming in last week and running the ball 4 times. He looks like a stud.
He does.
That man's
yes.
built like a brick.
He's out
shithouse.
also.
Yeah. I know. Unfortunately.
All you have is Wilcox and Patterson.
Now, in my college football game, the ESPN college football
Yes.
game, excuse me,
20,
EA Sports,
2025, yeah.
which I play religiously. I'm in year 2 or 3 in my dynasty, and Jason Patterson is my workhorse.
Oh, he's going to be good.
He's a boss.
Yeah.
I love him. So I think, you know what? Fuck it. He's going to have a breakout game.
Whoa!
He's going to have a breakout
Whoa!
game because last night we ran for $182 against Florida, and we won.
Okay.
In the video game. So I think –
some positives here.
yeah, I really do. All that being said, I think we lose.
I thought you were going to pick him to win. I thought you were setting up for a victory. So, okay.
Man,
so
I don't know.
that's 3 losses.
And, that's with, what Max is saying. It's not going to – here's the bad part with teams that are on this, edge, on this cliff edge, is it doesn't take much to push them off.
Right.
Yeah.
Two bad series by the offense, and the defense is like, here the fuck we go again.
Here we go again, yeah.
Here we go again. Because
Bush
I've been
download
there.
some bullshit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
here we go.
here we go.
Bush the bullshitter. I mean, come on. So I think it could be. I think I'm kind of waffling a little bit, but I'm going to emotionally hedge and say that we lose, hoping that we win. But I am going to drink a copious amounts of free alcohol tomorrow. So,
Good for you.
So
God
there
bless.
is that. There is that, and I'll let you guys know how that goes.
Okay, so that's 3 losses. We'll go to Sofro now. Sofro usually is the voice of reason when it comes to Kentucky. He usually is able to come in and swoop in and say, it's not that bad,
Hold on,
guys.
did you pick?
Oh, I think they're going to lose.
Yeah.
Okay. You did?
Yeah,
Okay,
I think they're going to
okay.
lose.
Oh,
I
God,
totally think they're going to
They're
lose.
so going to win by 21 now.
Here comes the voice of BBN himself.
I can't
Justin
believe that you
Sofro.
all don't believe in your cats. That you don't go out there. No,
Here he goes.
It's no. I'm not going to do it this time.
Oh, high and mighty. The dude that just goes,
on his
I
throne.
want my team to lose. How dare you?
His ivory tower
The
that he says,
blasphemy.
his J-Town tower over there. Sofro, what do you-
Oddly enough, my house isn't in J-Town.
oh.
Never mind. I'm not going to do my thing where I poo-poo one part of the city or something like that. Never mind. I'm not going to do it like I do with you.
Yeah, might as well.
Don't be scared.
I'm angling. I work with Metro Council. I'm still angling to better my opportunities.
Understand.
So I'm not going to do that right
It's a
now.
business decision.
Yeah, it's a business
I'll-
decision.
Todd Lacey,
We
business
won't,
decision.
we won't clip this and send it to you.
Exactly.
Boss, I promise.
Thank you. Well, she wouldn't care, but other people that I'm trying
Yes.
to weasel my way in.
Look at you.
Do your
What
weasel.
You doing? Look at me. Look at me. Yeah, I do a little-
Sofro wouldn't say it, but I'll say it. J-Town sucks.
We don't like it.
Now look,
Personally, I
look,
grew up. If I was in Shelby County, I grew up in the East Middletown area. That
you
kind of
look,
area.
you look like a Middletown guy.
Yeah,
you do,
probably
yeah.
does.
Middletown
I'm a
vibe.
Fern Creeker.
Go Bulldogs.
Shout out J-Town. Shout out Fern Creek. Thanks, Boom.
I
Boss.
look
love
like
it.
Dixie Highway right now. I mean,
No
my face is
question.
super
What do
red.
I look like?
I look like Trump.
I think.
With the orange face. I do. I there's nothing I can
Well,
do
your
about
shirt's
that.
Look at him.
reflecting.
It is
The light
reflecting.
is reflecting.
Look at this.
You look like the Hilltopper.
Big red.
Okay. Sorry.
Big
I'm
red
sorry.
gumdrop.
I'm sorry. I always get distracted
You're fine,
when I
you're
do my
fine.
takes. When it comes to Kentucky, here's my personal opinion. I looked at it and I'm like, no matter what, it's almost like everything they should do, they do the opposite in those games. So this one's difficult. This one's more difficult for me because I kind of would always cheer. I would angle like you would, where I'd say, well, they're probably going to play pretty well against Georgia or whoever. And if they play well, I was right. And if
Yeah.
they look like dog shit, they look like dog shit, and I can laugh and I can do that whole thing.
Right.
So at this point, though, Auburn's a team. I am going to pick Kentucky to win this game because I think
there we go.
We needed him to pick him to lose.
No, but
then we
usually-
would have won.
Yeah.
No, but usually I'm right. But like,
You are
but
right.
usually-
When it comes to
usually-
Kentucky, you're more accurate than Louisville.
Yes,
which
I
is
am.
crazy.
Yeah. Well, because I was saying Louisville was going to be like 9-3 or 10-2. And that shit ain't happening. I mean, we're looking at two. I hate to be this guy, but like we all know, we're kind of looking at two bum ass teams.
Yeah,
that are going to be
100%.
they're going to be somewhere
unfortunate.
between 5 and 6 to. I guess 6 and 5. They're gonna be 5 and 6 or 6 and 5 by the time they play each other, probably.
That's
Like,
gracious.
I just don't see what. Yeah, right.
Thank you.
We appreciate the
So I guess we're the
The
5 and
opposite-
6.
the optimism there.
we
Appreciate it, bro.
that.
But
Yeah.
like
Appreciate
both
it.
of them, because like what that means, Louisville's got to win this game tonight. They got to win against someone of either Clemson,
Pittsburgh,
Pittsburgh,
Stanford.
They'll
beat Stanford.
Yeah,
They'll
but
beat
they're playing at 9 in the
Yeah,
morning,
yeah,
or
but
they're
they- yeah,
playing
but-
at 12 at night. One
Yeah.
of the two.
Yeah.
They'll find something to bitch about.
Yeah, they'll be. Yeah,
It's too
you know we
late.
will.
These
You
refs
know,
stink.
I will say to you too, though, like you like to do the thing where you poke us or whatever. That's a weird way to say that, but you like to do
Little
that.
poke.
But it's
Cow
true
pokes.
when it comes to the calls. Louisville does get shit on with calls in the
Oh,
ACC.
Everybody
Stop
does.
it.
You don't
So
get out of here.
Stop
We just
it.
had a
Oh,
Miss
my
Space
God.
Pass
Stop
in the
I
NFL
don't-
last
God.
night.
I don't
Oh my
battle you.
gosh.
I don't
Come
battle
on.
you on a lot of things, but this thing I do
Hey,
disagree with you on.
If there wasn't so many people
so
in
pro.
here right now,
So
I'd put
pro.
you- I'd Dudley Death
The
Drop
Dudley
you
boys.
through.
That's
I'd
right.
Dudley-
You do El Dudley Death Drop. Yeah.
That's the call
God,
to
that's
protect me.
terrible.
What's up, guys?
Which call did they not get right? Did they?
You know, there's so many calls.
Oh, so many calls. So many calls. Was it the Cam Ward one where his hand was obviously going
How
forward?
can your shin be down?
Your
shin can't be
entire
down.
fan base looked like idiots
Get him,
over
Max.
that because
His
they
hand
don't
was-
know the freaking rules.
His
So,
hand was
bro,
definitely going forward, by the way.
Well, actually,
It's like everyone. Stop!
that
I'm
call I
talking.
agree.
I'm talking on this. No.
Max, sick him.
For every single one of you all pick the one. There's plays I agree with you, Sofro. There's plays I agree with you. It's like, man, Louisville got the bad end of this.
We're so loud
The
right
refs are
I
so
know,
bad.
I saw
The
some
refs
people
are so
looking up
bad.
like, oh,
And then
shit.
all of a sudden,
They're
you
never
all
inviting
pick
us
one.
back.
You all funnel in
I'm sorry,
on
guys.
one play. You funnel in on one play that is so obvious. It's so obvious that the ref got it right. And that's the one you all decide to die on a hill on, and you look like idiots every single time. Stop it.
I like that.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I'll give
Good
you that.
job.
Here's the thing.
Good job. Look at the eyes.
The problem is that we are highlighting the Miami game, and I do agree with you on that one. I watched it, and I saw the replay. Actually, I was driving home from Florida when I was watching it, but on the replay, I even saw, I was like, oh, shit, that's
Paul
I was like, just give me one.
Paul Rogers said it was an incomplete pass. I was listening to the game.
Yes, he did,
He
yes.
said on the
It's coming
broadcast
forward,
that
you're right.
it was an incomplete pass.
But there are a lot of plays that I go back, like the shin one and other things that I feel like no matter what, Louisville's never going to get the benefit of the doubt in the ACC. And I think there is a little bit of a, you're not welcome here, boy.
You're not one of us.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
See, you see, he says that, and I'm not even on the TV. I haven't been on there for 5 minutes. I haven't been on there for 5 minutes. So it makes
I have
sense.
to do this now.
It makes sense that you would say that. Cancel so
Man,
I'm calling Oprah.
Man, that is some.
Are we
That is some
honestly
tall
going to
cotton.
are we seriously going to take the advice and take any sort of criticism on
go back.
football from a racist? I'm just saying.
I don't think you should, right?
No, I don't think you should.
I don't think I
I'm
should be
so
on
glad
this.
this
On
is a
this.
recording and I can just be like, cut that out.
I think everybody loves everybody on this show. I don't know where this is going. I think everybody loves everybody.
You think his face was red before? Look at that motherfucker now.
Trump on steroids.
He's like, can we end
I'm
this
deep
now?
orange. I'm deep orange.
45.
Street was like, make your picks so we can get the out of here.
I'm so sorry. That's always happens.
It's okay.
We're not going to be here any later than 7.
Yeah.
It's my
7:07.
fault.
Yeah.
It's my
3
fault.
hours
It's no
later.
one's fault.
I do for some reason I think that with Mark Stoops, I think he's going to find he always is good for a 6 and 6, 7 and 5 season. You're not going to be that. You're not going. I don't believe he's going to let the bottom fully fall out. I think he's going to find a way to win this one. I'm going to pick them to beat Auburn. I think Auburn's that bad, though, too.
They are that bad. If they lose, if they lose this game, it is a complete, total regression, bordering on rebuild. So Sofro picking the Cats to win. We pick them to lose. We all pick Louisville to win. Who knows what the chaos is going to be? I mean, any final thoughts from anybody before we say goodbye here on the recording?
No, I'll see you in about 7.5 minutes, Woodhaven.
All right, there we go, Woodhaven. Max is going to go home and spend the time with the fam. Sofro's going to go cuss out Ron English in his man cave. It's going to be glorious. Lawrence is going to have a man-to-man discussion with Ron English after the game.
And his cat, man-to-man to cat.
Did the cat go, meow? Don't forget the cat. Everyone have a great night. Thank you for tuning in to the show. ESPN 680 1057. Check out all of our programming. You've been seeing it pop up there below us on the screen there. Why is that Ince?
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah. TJ Walker's Sports Talker's not on there yet.
I told Phil this. I was going to leave it on for as long until somebody noticed it. I just want to see till somebody noticed it. Still Ince.
That does not look like Ince, though.
It does not look like Ince.
I mean,
that looks
I hardly ever
like
see Ince without a hat.
It looks like James Corden.
It does. That is true. This is true.
Little karaoke in the back of his car.
Little karaoke in the back of the car from Jason Ince. All right, everyone have a great night. Thank you all so much for tuning in.
Thanks, Boom Boss.
Enjoy the game. Thank you,
Thank
Boom
you, Boom
Boss.
Boss.
Again, $5 domestic
Sorry,
drafts
I got mad.
$5 domestic
Let us come
drafts
back.
on tap while Louisville or Kentucky's playing. All kinds of app deals, everything. Go ahead, Justin. What?
Can you hit the like button, the subscribe button,
like,
all
subscribe.
that stuff? Go to
ESPN
YouTube.
Louisville
Smash
plus
the like
YouTube.
button.
Yeah.
Smash that freaking like button. You understand when I say subscribe? Get that bell going on your computer screen or your phone. I see Ethan Moore smiling at me now.
1,000 years old.
I do. I'm an old man. I don't TikTok. I don't
TikTok.
I don't do any of that.
Turn this off. Let's get out of here.
All right, everyone have a great night. Thanks so much. Thank you, Boom Boss.